Hey folks, Lisa here from Call That Growth, another video of the day. Today's video is about the new Outlook. And since I'm an Outlook expert, I thought it'd be great to give you guys a tutorial and a little review of what the new Outlook is going to look like, what features and functions I know of that are going to be going away, and what you need to prepare for the future, because Microsoft is not going backwards with this new Outlook, okay? They are definitely moving ahead with it. The new Outlook has already been deployed on a lot of computers. Some of you have already seen it. If you're using the Windows Mail app, it's been replaced now with the new Outlook. And that's why some of you are getting this pop-up for it, and you're like confused, like, which one do I log into? And it's not the same, and people call me to turn it off, but it's really never going away. But um, Classic Desktop Outlook has an end of life date of 2029. So that we do know for sure, but that doesn't mean it's going to be 100% not usable in 2029. Microsoft will end supporting it. Then, there's some ways maybe around it, but what's going to happen is Microsoft is going to slow release when you do an update. They're going to slow release the new Outlook. So you better be ready for it, because if you're not, one day you're going to launch your Outlook and you're not going to have access to the old one. It's just not available. And that's a Microsoft thing you have to deal with, but you're going to have data in there like PST files and things like that. And those don't work in the new Outlook. So this is a little chart for you, or a little how-to list maybe to take notes of what you need to do before this happens. Because if you can't get your PST file, then you got to go to another computer to do it and figure it out. So, okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen here, and I'm going to be going through a lot of parts, little things I know. And we'll see how this rolls today. I've been trying to make this video for a very long time. And let me tell you, I had to wait until I think near the end of everything I needed to know. There's a lot to it. But anyway, here's the classic desktop. I made the window a little smaller so you could follow along easier. One feature that was added is the blades on the side, which Microsoft uses this for everything now. So this is just where all your little apps are and things with an Outlook desktop. And over here, I have it in offline mode, so I don't get mail while I'm making the video, but that is not available in the new Outlook that I cannot find. So if you ever want to do that, that's not available. Here's your old, navigation bar with a lot of options, and here's your old ribbons. And this all changes, of course, in the new Outlook too. But you can see over here, this is my Exchange account with Microsoft. Down here are my 3 PSTs that I keep in my Outlook for searching old things if I need to. These, you can add and remove at any time, just close them. And you can see that they actually have they're on the local computer right here. You can see where I store them in the, Documents Outlook Files folder. That goes away with the new Outlook also, okay? It definitely goes away. So these 3 files, I'm going to have to get them up to the cloud. So when I do have the new Outlook, I can still view those emails if I want to. Otherwise, there's going to be no way to open them. Okay. But I probably will do a video on how to do that as well. But for today, we're just doing the review and tour. This Gmail account, this one in this classic desktop only does email. But in the new Outlook, it actually synchronizes your contacts and calendar. Kind of a cool feature. And I don't know how long they're going to allow that, because Microsoft tends to strip out anything that doesn't make them money. But we'll see. My CTG Lisa account, this is like my testing Outlook.com account I use. And this one, which is a Microsoft Exchange server for home use, this one does work in the new Outlook, and it does synchronize the contacts and calendars just like it does here in Classic Outlook. Okay. Now, Hotmail is the same family. It's just one of the older servers that Microsoft used after MSN.com and Live.com, after MSN.com. So this one's really old. It still works like an Exchange also. And then down here is my online archive, which is like an expanded storage of my Microsoft Exchange. So you know what? Here's what we got. We got Exchange, some PSTs, a Google Outlook. I got a nice little blend of stuff. So when I go to turn on the new Outlook now, I'm going to show you how it looks in there, and then show you how things change. So we're going to come up to the top, And I'm going to switch it. And you get this little switch here. Select switch to use the preview of the new Outlook and close this one. So this does not delete your Outlook, but it does just kind of swap them out, okay? And you can switch back, as far as I know, at any time. I've been doing it for many, many days now. So I'm going to hit that, and we're going to do it. So you're going to see everything go away, and then this new app comes to play. Okay, so now this is what a lot of my clients are seeing, mystery stuff. They don't know what's going on. Now you'll see over here that the blade still looks like the blade. Okay, it's kind of like the same. The mail, calendar, people, and to do, and tasks are missing. I will show you where those are later. If you are a task person, this is definitely going to change your life, okay? So be prepared for that, because you might have to start using the to do. Up here, you would think this would be where the file is in the new Outlook, but really it just hides. It's just a hide the pane. So there is no more file, and going, into file to see the accounts and the options, that's gone. Up here's the home button, which has this navigation bar right here. And frankly, it doesn't offer you much, okay? I think a lot of this stuff is just colorful clutter. A lot of people won't be using it. I'll kind of go through that here in a little bit. But, here's like your new email. And it does not bring over signatures. Does not bring over a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. I just corrected myself. It did bring over my signature. Well, that's cool. That's good to know. Well, so anyway, I clicked a new email here, and so you can see it's kind of like floaty, okay? It's in this app, but if you wanted to open, you have to come over here to this pop-out. So this is where you can have a window, kind of like when you double-clicked an Outlook, it opened it up. And then down here, you'll see you've got the two like you did before. It just feels a little different. It actually looks and feels different. To me, I actually think I can feel the difference physically, but I'll come back to this here in a minute. So again, this is the navigation bar ribbon up here. A lot of people don't use a lot of it, but my quick steps are still here. They're grayed out because I'm not in a mailbox right now. But this is, good to know that those came over. And like this, the flag you might use, the pinning, that's not new, but you can pin things, snooze things, use some policies, print. This is just basic stuff. Up here, view is where you're going to want to use it for more options to change things. Over here's the view settings. Now this window pops up. This is kind of where everything is managed in the new Outlook. You can start with accounts up here, and you can see all these accounts I got launched up, okay, that I had in my other Outlook. These two are Exchange. That's the new icon for the 365, Gmail, and these are the Microsoft accounts down here. So you can always tell the difference, business, personal, and sometimes people have two accounts with the same one accidentally. You can manage things by clicking here. I'm going to click on that one, and there's not much you can do. It's just an option though. And I come back to accounts here, and you can add an account here. And let me just tell you that I've had some fun troubleshooting in this with adding just IMAP accounts. There is a client of mine who's been trying to add through the new Outlook, and they have an IMAP server, and it keeps asking for an application password, which doesn't exist because the IMAP server host company does not use application passwords. So right now, he can't even set up an account in here. You will find that with smaller servers. And I think what Microsoft is doing is they're putting that in there to force you to move to a Microsoft Exchange account, okay? Which, honestly, a lot of people, if they love Outlook, they should have their email on an Exchange server, okay? It's kind of like use the product it's intended for. So people that have been using, IMAP with network solutions, you might want to move to Microsoft Exchange. You'll get a better experience. And you will see that when you try to add accounts. Microsoft's not going to allow it. So then you're just using the webmail or another email program. Okay, so there's a ton I could probably talk about that, but in the accounts area, you got email, automatic replies, that's your out of office, signatures, categories, mobile, and storage. This is kind of important. So you can come down here and see, all the storage you're using on your server and the folders that you have and things like that. How much space it's, using. So actually, once you're in the new Outlook, it doesn't really matter, but because you can't move email out anywhere. Okay, here's the general tab, gives you language, and then you got the mail, which kind of just lets you sort and do that stuff. The people that don't want focused and other, you can just turn that off right here, but otherwise the rest is just standard stuff. You can come up here and do some composing, replying, smart suggestions, attachments, rules. The rules are very important, especially if you've been hacked. You want to come in here to go look to see if a hacker's put in a rule. You can also look to see if the hackers put in any forwarding, and mine's turned off. The Microsoft has actually put in a security hold on that now, so people can't do it without approval. But go ahead and just play around in the settings over here, see if there's something you like to change. Calendar, not much to do. And same with people. This is it. People, my clients are probably going to have like small little they're going to need some time off to relax once they see how bad the people option is, okay? Because people that are serious into contacts are going to be very disappointed in the contacts and how they look in this new Outlook. It's terrible. But they might, update that by the time it's fully launched. We'll see. But back to the accounts area again. You got your automatic replies. Oh, I already went through that area. The general appearance, stuff like this. Just take your time and just get to know it. Make any changes you like because you can use the light, dark colors, things like that. Notifications. These are all just basic stuff there. Accessibility and privacy search. Search is, I'm going to tell you, search in the new Outlook is very fast, okay? It is because the search is using your content that's in your email accounts. It's not kind of having to go through all these big files in classic desktop, and it doesn't use the Windows to search because it's just an app. This whole thing is just an app, okay? It's not even it's not really an installed desktop app. It's just like right in the cloud, but just launches from your computer. So the search is going to be way different. So search people are going to be loving that. Okay, so now let's talk about this pane up here. These are really just silly, silly little things. The reading pane, some people like it on the right, on the bottom, hide it, day, density, nothing much up here. Sync you shouldn't even use, but you shouldn't need to, but you know what? In the old desktop classic, the send receive, people had to go and do all those settings. And now when you click that, it just comes down here to syncing, just syncs your mail. I think those send receive errors are going to be gone for the most part. And people that are synchronizing email forever, this is a different outlook. So you shouldn't be seeing those errors either. So a lot of my clients call me because they have indexing issues and synchronizing issues with IMAP. And again, if you have IMAP from another email host, it's time to think about moving to Exchange if you want to have a better email product for everything, okay? But that's kind of where that is. As Microsoft is forcing people over pretty much. All right, so I want to show you folks how to add an account in here because once I launched Outlook, see how these weren't connected anymore, so you do have to reconnect these. So I'm going to click sign in over here, and you're going to see how this works. The new Google login authenticator windows have all changed. I'm going to click there, and this is all kind of new to typical of Google. They always change things, but you need to just click these buttons, hit allow. And now this is kind of set up. You can see now over here, this little thing went away. And I'm going to open this up and show you what it looks like inside Google. Okay, so now here is Gmail in the new Outlook, and you can see the folder structure is just the same. One thing that's kind of cool is you can still move the folders around. They move within the folder structure typically, just like they do in Desktop Outlook. And you can still move things from one, folder to another. And so that all still works. There's a couple things I've noticed that you can't do. Like you used to be able to drag an email up to the calendar up here and the contacts, and that no longer works anymore. That's kind of a bummer because I really did appreciate that. I really, really did. But but yeah, the folder structure is pretty much the same. And there is limits in Gmail and desktop Outlook. Okay. I'm not 100% sure if there's going to be limits here or not. So one thing for a lot of my Gmail clients is they have hundreds or not hundreds. They have like 50 plus gigs in their Gmail account. And with desktop Outlook, that was kind of causing their Outlook to crash. And we had to figure out ways to get all the data in and take hours to fix sometimes. This new Outlook here, it might actually allow a lot more email. I haven't seen the limits yet, so the first time I do find out what the max is, I will let you folks know because that's going to be important to people that have Gmail. And if it's unlimited, then maybe that's a win for some of you folks that have a lot of email in Gmail. Okay, so here is the new calendar, and it did bring over some things like colors, and it should do categories as well. But again, people aren't used to it. It's going to be floaty, and it's not going to have the same, and the views aren't going to be what they love. And, serious calendar people are going to be a little probably upset about that. It's not going to be the same, but this is what it is. And this is actually equal to if you weren't ever on the online web access version of Outlook. This is real similar to that, and of course how it is on the Mac too. But yeah, this is kind of it. There's not much changes you can do. You can come up to view and change the work date and things like that. You can also do a split view, which is the two calendars like you could before, and do a time scale and filters, reminders. Calendar settings brings this up again. Not much to change, okay? So it's kind of disappointing, but maybe they'll keep adding some old things back in time. Now we're going to talk about the to-do, which is tasks and how that all looks for folks. All right, so now when you click on the to-do, which you're kind of like, that's where you need to go if you use tasks, okay? So think of it that way. Here's tasks right here. And then this is the whole new to-do look, okay? A lot of folks, if you're a task person, you're gonna have to figure this out, but your tasks do come in if you're on Exchange. If you have a PST file, they will not be there. You need to import that PST to a Microsoft Exchange, okay? So let's also come down here to this little apps thing. And if you right-click, if you click on it and go to tasks, that doesn't show up there. Sorry. I'll talk about this part later, but you know what? I thought the tasks would still show up, but they do not. Okay. So this is where you need to go, the to-do, and then they're down here. And this is where all of your tasks will be. You can pick the My Day, which gives you just today's tasks that you have to do. And get rid of all those pop-ups. And there's a lot of them. There we go. Okay. So anyway, yeah, if you're a task person, you'll understand, all this here. I don't use tasks the same way, so it's not for me. But back to this thing down here, this more apps. Now, if you want to add in the Copilot, a lot of people want to talk about that. The new Copilot is called Sales Copilot, I believe. And maybe it's not going to work here. And now we're going to go to add apps and go see if it's in here. I already added the Copilot sales app, so maybe it's already built in and it's not showing up for me. But for those of you that want to do some AI with your replies and things like that, you most certainly can add the Copilot. Just search the word sales. So you go to your apps down there, click more apps, and then all these Outlook apps are going to show up, okay? Microsoft is big into apps. So a lot of the products that you're using now, like for Salesforce and things like that, that include Outlook, those are going to be now called apps. And those apps you have to download and use through your 365 account. Okay. And apparently, this is a good example of things not working. Here we go. Sorry. So here's all your apps. Now remember, you get here by clicking there. And sorry, click here and then add apps. Then this comes up. Now there's a ton of apps and there's going to be tons more coming. Okay. Like tons more. But anyway, a lot of these apps are free and a lot of them do cost a little bit of money. But they are connected through your 365 account. And just one example is like my templates. These are free with your 365, which they're pretty cool. But then you got your heavy hitters down here, the Salesforce, the Cisco's, the Adobe, Zoom. You know, a lot of these are down here. Some of them, like I said, are free. Some you got to pay for. The Zoho, I'm sure, is a paid for app. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming, you guys. Like Outlook is changing 100%, and it's going to be a lot of you are going to have to do some work to prepare to convert over, and some of you are going to be just fine without it. Let me look at my list here of things I want to talk about, make sure I covered it all. I had show my old Outlook, did that, PSTs, did that, switched, inbox, calendar, contacts, tour the blade, the top, all new settings. I think that's it. And this video I've been wanting to make for a long time. There's so much going on with this, you guys. It's literally my whole world was shaken up quite a bit last month when I saw that it's end of lifing in 5 years. So then I had to worry, like, what's my career going to be like in 5 years, right? So after doing a lot of analysis with my work and my goals in life, I was like, I think, and when this Outlook is totally transitioned, I'm going to be more of a consultant, explaining things to people and having them set things up because they're going to be new to it or don't know. And there's always things changing. So I'm going to be staying on top of that and probably just working as a consultant instead of a technician. I don't know. But that's Microsoft. They're doing a full change now. And so just to close this video, I'm also making a big blog that I'll have out eventually. It's called The Future of 365, what I'm envisioning, because I think even in the next 5 years, Windows is going to be totally changing. Desktop apps are going to be kind of done with. You're going to use the apps that directly connect to the cloud. There's going to be no more installing, no more troubleshooting things. The control panel's already going away. They're planning on that. And so basically you're just going to have a virtual machine connected to the cloud. That's what I think their future is for us. But anyway, I want you to know that you can call me at any time, 612-865-4475. You can email me, lisa@callthatgirl.biz. I'll put a link down below so you can schedule on my calendar. Just to let you know that if you are doing a POP to Exchange transition, the clients I'm helping, because they have a lot going on with multiple email accounts, lots of extra things, lots of products, a full transition could be 2 to 4 hours. And some clients are going into 6 hours because not only are they having to do a full transition, they also got a new computer. They want to get rid of their iCloud on their phone. You know, they're doing full transitions that are only one time. And after that, you're done, you know, so look at it that way. So what I do is I'm a technician. I do configuration, consulting, and training. So with me, you're kind of getting it all. I'm going to recommend if you have a POP PST right now and you want to get it done soon, you might want to, because every year I keep going on. I'm thinking it's going to, be more expensive to get done in time. And, everybody's raising the rates as it is. So even if you're going to your local tech to have it done, okay, just get it done sooner. So then when you have the new Outlook, you're not surprised. All right, folks, that's it for this video. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks. Bye-bye.